Hey there, it's Dave Altavilla for Hot Hardware here with a quick take look at the all-new HP Spectre 13-inch Ultrabook. HP has totally revamped the machine, and it's a real head-turner with gold-finished CNC machined aluminum and carbon fiber composite construction. The keyboard area is also accented with gold-trimmed keycaps that are also backlit, and they illuminate with a soft gold and white glow as well. Couple that with etched aluminum markings and a gold inlaid HP logo, and really, this is one beautiful-looking machine. Our Spectre is powered by a snappy Intel Core i7-6500U dual-core processor, 8GB of DDR3 RAM, a 256GB Samsung NVMe solid-state drive, and an onboard Intel Integrated Graphics 520 GPU. Other specs include 3 USB Type-C ports, 2 with Thunderbolt 3 connectivity, and 802.11 AC 2x2 Wi-Fi with Bluetooth 4. Aside from its classy good looks, the other thing that sets the HP Spectre apart from the scads of ultralight notebooks on the market today is how thin it is. In fact, HP claims the 13-inch Spectre is the thinnest notebook on the market currently, and we're not going to argue with them. The machine is almost ridiculously thin at just 10.4 millimeters thick. For reference, the 2016 MacBook Air measures in at 13.1 millimeters thick. The Spectre owes part of its svelte demeanor to its recessed piston hinge that telescopes into itself and has a really nice way of positioning the Spectre's display ever so slightly up off the rear edge of the laptop, giving it the appearance of suspending it in air, except for those hinges. The Spectre is also ridiculously light at just 2.45 pounds. The whole setup of the new HP Spectre is just plain gorgeous, actually. The rear edge of the Spectre is home to that pretty gold-finished machined aluminum plate that lends the laptop lots of rigidity and looks great with its etched Spectre logo. But it's also home to all of the I/O ports of the machine as well. This includes one combo power and USB-C port, and 2 more USB-C ports with Thunderbolt 3, and a single headphone jack. That's it. If you're looking for a card reader or other I/O options, you're out of luck. However, HP does bundle a nice assortment of USB-C dongles for wired gigabit Ethernet, HDMI audio-video output, and standard USB connectivity. HP also, of course, bundles in the requisite AC adapter brick for the system, which is more of a palm-sized puck than anything else, and very portable for a low-profile stowaway. The gold accents of the keycaps themselves also look nice and help define the keyboard area of the Spectre a bit more. And again, here, HP makes comparisons to Apple, noting that the Spectre's key travel is 1.3 millimeters, over twice as deep as the 2016 MacBook Air at 0.6 millimeters. These are HP's numbers, though we have no reason to doubt them. And actually, the feel and experiential side of it stands up to testing as well, with almost no flex in the keyboard area, and typing is comfortable with surprisingly good springback and tactility, while the Spectre's etched glass trackpad is roomy and responsive with good palm rejection and multi-gesture support. The Spectre's display is a solid IPS panel capable of very good brightness, north of 350 nits, and covering 100% of the sRGB color gamut with good saturation, contrast, and uniformity. It's definitely one of the better IPS displays we've seen on a 13-inch machine recently, though it's a non-touch capable display and does top out at 1080p. We also can't help but want it in OLED, so let's make that happen, okay HP? Performance with the 2016 HP Spectre was, in a word, admirable, especially when you consider how the tight confines of a machine like this, combined with a dual-core Core i7 chip that boosts north of 3 GHz, has to manage its thermal characteristics. In fact, for an ultralight machine like this, we surprisingly were met with virtually no throttling limitations, and the Spectre routinely took top honors in our benchmarks, thanks to its fast CPU setup and nimble NVMe SSD. HP attributes this performance to the Spectre's hyperbaric cooling system, where the fans intake cool air from the outside and create significant air pressure inside the chassis to force away heat. You can see the intake vents for this on the bottom side of the machine, while exhausted warm air pushes through a vent on the gold-colored aluminum rear plate. It's a very effective system, and the Spectre also stays cool under pressure with no major noticeable hotspots to the touch. Unfortunately, you do hear a bit of fan whine from time to time, though it's not a showstopper. The Spectre is definitely not one of the quietest 13-inch machines I've ever heard, but it's not the loudest either, though it does spin up randomly and not always under load. Incidentally, battery life for the Spectre was also on the mediocre side, with the machine's 38 watt-hour battery lasting just a little over 4.5 hours in our HD Video Loop battery rundown test. That said, all things considered, the new HP Spectre is one pretty fantastic laptop, and in true Ultrabook fashion, it's probably the best looking 13-inch machine we've ever laid eyes on, but of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We think it's sleek and gorgeous. It's also the best performing 13-inch ultralight we've tested in a long time, and it's equipped with a bright, punchy 1080p display. If you aren't looking to squeeze maximum battery life out of an ultralight notebook and can work with 3 USB-C ports and a couple of dongles to get you where you need to go, the HP Spectre is a really nice machine. But make sure you stop by HotHardware.com for our full review with all of our data and analysis, and mash that like button if you enjoyed this review, and subscribe here for more tech product reviews, industry event coverage, and our 2.5 Geeks webcast. I'm Dave Altavilla for HotHardware.com with the HP Spectre. Thanks for stopping by.